Hello, welcome back. Well, I went ahead and put the larger one together real quick just so I knew I did it correctly before I put the small one together, which I'll do on the camera. And K9UW said the large one was pretty tall. Boy, he did not lie. I'll tell you what, it's big. So I might be working on the larger chassis on my coffee table. I'm not sure that'll fit on my bench with my shelves. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to see the big one when it's just kind of cobbled together really quick. I go to take it apart because it's and put it back in the box because it's going to be too big to store in a closet otherwise. So I just wanted you to see the big one, so let me reorient the camera and we'll put the little one together. Alright, so this is the small stand. It's, as you can see, significantly smaller. So it comes with instructions. A, B, C, D, and E, and these are the brackets that you connect to the chassis, or connect the chassis to, well, let's see. That remote control out of the way. Alrighty. So, I need a screwdriver. Ooh, I forgot my screwdriver. In a 3/8. I'm using nut drivers instead of a wrench, but let me grab a Phillips. Oh, I did grab it. It's over here. Alright. So, this is not a complicated thing, and the instructions are well laid out, so it's better than IKEA. Alright, so we've got a left and right stand. Here. And I'll show you. These are actually pretty these are pretty nice considering that they're, you know, utilitarian. Certainly a lot better than something I would do. The you know, it's got a real nice plywood and it's got a nice finish on it. Rounded off edges. None of the stuff I would probably do. Guess I'll assume that's polyurethane, but I didn't know. Alrighty. So, first things first is, and I will admit when I put the other stand together, I initially put these on backwards. Oops. So, you know, that's just what I do. Okay. So, I don't know why I'm in a hurry. Just because I get bored with long videos. See, I'm trying to do it again. Doesn't mean that you guys do. Right. So it's pretty straightforward. By the way, I did email Steve, and he did give me permission to link his email in the video. Although it sounded to me like most of you guys already have these, so apparently I'm pretty tardy to the party. Alrighty. Suppose if I was fancier with my editing software, I could speed this up. But then I'd be compelled to put some silly music in there. Okay. And these are the nuts, with the lock nuts with the nylon washers in them. Guess I can hold one up for you. I keep looking up at the screen to make sure you can't see my big old fat stomach. I gained 20 pounds when I moved here. My mother can't cook. Oh, she'll kill me for saying that, but all of my relatives can. And if I have one more casserole, I'm gonna... Well, you're not gonna hear from me for 6 months, and I'm gonna come back and say I had a heart attack. Alright. Oh, I guess that's not funny. Alright, so it does have the little nylon lock washers in there. It's pretty sturdy. Still gonna laugh if I ended up doing this backwards, but I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a minute since it's going on for... Great, now I need new glasses, I can't even see. Since it's going on for some time, I don't know. I guess I have my timer on weird. I'm pretty sure this video is not 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 30 seconds. But anyway, I will be right back. Okay. Now, I've got the side pieces on. So we're going to put the cross beams in, which are marked as B. While I was screwing the other items in there, I was starting to think I gotta find a chassis. I'd like to show you guys what a chassis looks like when it's mounted. So I guess I should find one. I guess I could use that Zenith since it's not attached. I mean, the chassis isn't attached, and I happen to know where the screws are for it, I think. Famous last words. I suppose at this point I could probably put the little nuts in there, or these in there. I could walk and chew gum at the same time too. Oh, see, I already did it. Oh. You know, maybe I shouldn't be around high voltage electricity. On the little Facebook antique radio section, we were just talking about how people lose things, and I was saying I'm real good for walking around the house with a tool in my hand, and then I just randomly put it somewhere, and it takes me forever to find it. And someone else had posted that he sometimes loses tools and realizes they're actually in his hand. So I just have to laugh because I just did that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put this side in. I also noticed that I don't have as much experience with this newer camera because, you know, I bought it and the only video I really did was the one for the 38.5. Though I'll tell you what, Canon may make good cameras in general, but their Wi-Fi stuff is just for the birds. I'm assuming you can see everything. Okay. I don't have as overhead lighting in this place like I did in the old place. I only have one ceiling fan too, because you know I live in a place in California where they say you don't need air conditioning. That's not true, by the way. Alright, so we're going to put the cross members in here. These are the ones, these slide back and forth so to accommodate the chassis. And you'll see that in just a few minutes. No falling asleep. Now I don't know, well I guess I'll find out if these should go up or down. Just like over here, I'm not sure if these should go on the outside or the inside, but excuse me, I suppose if it was a problem I could just move them. It didn't look like, from the pictures I've seen, that these things assembled. I think it's put together this way. Okay. Oh, what I was going to say with the camera thing was, even though I had the music on, I guess I noticed that my iPhone does this too, and so does the microphone in my car. I guess if the sound is coming from like a speaker, because I have it on right now, I can hear it. The microphone, I guess, blanks it out because it knows it's coming from an artificial source. I noticed that also with my voice recognition. If I have the radio up loud, even my phone, when I do voice recognition, ignores speech coming out of speakers. So, anyhow. Okay, so this is all together here, as I babble about nothing important. Okay, so it does a full 360. As you can see, it has these little metal pegs to hold it into place. Okay, so I'll just read you what he wrote in the caution. Make sure the chassis stand can set flat and you have ample room on a workbench before mounting a chassis. Always use caution when mounting a chassis to the stand by making sure that you have both pins placed in their proper holes so that the chassis cannot rotate. When using the supplied brackets to mount the chassis, oh, I have to put those on. These are optional, by the way. They look like he has them custom made too, or he makes them himself. I'm not sure. To rotate the chassis while it's on the stand, hold the chassis with one hand, remove the pins, and rotate to a desired working position, and then reinsert the pins. If a pin should become wedged, do not twist. Twisting could result in the ball being separated from the pin. To remove a wedged pin, use a small diameter object such as a bolt, wood dowel, etc. Then gently tap on the wedged pin from the opposite side of the ball to remove. Use caution if you have a chassis on the stand. Make sure the other pin is still in place to keep the chassis from rotating on the stand. Always use caution with the plastic bags that are used to wrap parts. Do not let small children... Oh, okay. So I suppose that means I can't put any of this stuff over my head. Okay, so there you go. Keep trying not to put these pins on, or these other blanks on there. So we're going to try to see. Now there is a picture here. The only thing is, it doesn't show in the drawing. It shows that, here you can see it. It shows in the drawing that the it doesn't show that extra hole, so I guess I'm going to assume that it goes in like this. The chassis would bolt here, and then I'm not sure. We'll find out. I did promise Steve that I would send him a link to the video, so if he so chooses. How did I do the other one? Yep, the other one I did on these sliding things, so oops. I'm assuming the fender washer does want to go on the bottom. This would be a good time. You know, I did this last night. I just looked up to make sure I was recording. When I did the original video, when I did such a poor job of trying to make it look like I had cut the box open, I had accidentally hit the start-stop button twice, and I thought I was recording, and then realized I cut open the box and wasn't recording. And to think I did so well in AV class. Okay. Alright, so I guess it would have been smart if I turned it this way. Now I'm just being silly. Alright. Oh. These are aluminum, by the way. Like I said, these brackets here are optional, but I didn't see any point trying to find anything locally or at a hardware store. Plus, I like the idea of, you know, some of the chassis that you might be mounting, putting this in the corner. I'm assuming we could put it at a slight angle for a smaller chassis. Some of those small chassis are pretty tight, as you know. Some of the components are right along the sides, so if you were to mount them directly to these, it might block some of the space. Since I'm going to assume that Steve works on radios, that's all he's thought of, all of these little things that some places or companies might not think of. Or maybe he designed these before and these came after from suggestions, so I don't know. Alright. Okay, so that is together there. So let me go grab that Zenith and the screws, and I'll mount it in here. We'll see. It'll also give me an opportunity to show you I'm scared of the Zenith because, you know, well, I'll show you in a minute. Hold on. Well, alright, what I decided to do, and we're all the way wide. You know, I didn't use that. Let me adjust this camera. I did not use the. I didn't use the Zenith chassis because I only had 2 screws for it, for one, and the other is that it has a built-in loop antenna that's soldered in, and I didn't want to deal with that. So what I did was grab the parts chassis, and this will give you a good idea. Here there's only one screw in the back, so I moved this over to here, screwed it in, screwed these parts in over here. Make sure those are nice and tight. Okay. Alright, and then go ahead and hold the chassis, I guess. So now we're going to let this flip on over. Oh. Yep, definitely want to hold the chassis just like he says, because that really wanted to roll on over. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and lock this pin in there. Let's see. So you get your nice, granted it's sideways, but that's still better than, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess on the larger chassis. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Okay, so there you go. This is a 39.7 that I picked up as a parts chassis, like I said. At some point I guess it was recapped. It's got all the same rubber wiring that the other one had in it. And I don't know, there's a part of me that wanted to stick tubes in here, change just these two caps and fire it up and see if I could get a 39.7 to work. Anyhow, okay, so this is the small version of Steve Strong's chassis jigs. Alright. It's holding the chassis just fine. Nice thing is too is this is another one of those sets, since it's got the push buttons on there, that's real hard or difficult. Yeah, this one's not so difficult to put upside down, but you don't have to try to do any fancy things to keep it from falling over. Especially with this set, I noticed when I had worked on the last one. I'll just turn this around. This coil was ripped or was cracked on my other one, and it kept wanting to break off, and I was just afraid I was going to break some of those wires. So anyhow, this thing's, there you go, the Steve Strong chassis jig. I like it, and you're going to be seeing it in my upcoming videos. So I will go ahead and put his email up there. If you guys are interested, he will give you the dimensions. Actually, hold on. I'll print out the dimensions. I just obviously can't say the pricing because, yeah. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, I just had this conversation with you that I put stuff down. I don't know what I did with the remote control for the camera. Okay, so the small, this one here, from here to here, from center to the center, is 10 3/4 inches. From here to here, or here to here, is 16.5 inches. And this of course slides in between. Both of these do. It is 12 1/7/8 inches high from the ground to the bolt here. Right, that just gives you an idea. Grab your rulers. And on the larger one, it's 20 inches from here to here. It is 25 inches from here to there, over there, and 16 inches, give or take, from the center of the bolt to the ground. This here is 360-degree rotation with 30-degree stops. Alright, these aren't my drawings, so I won't scan them in. Anyway, and I will put Steve's address in the description. So thanks for watching, And geez, you know, I don't know what project I want to start first, because in addition to the ones I just showed you, I still have a 1936 16B, which I keep putting off because because it's big. But I can use the big chassis stand now. I have forget what radios I have. I'm gonna have to look. I have most of the parts of that Grundig I was working on just before the fire broke out. Anyway, I only have the cabinet left. The that 40-125 is just all I have left is the cabinet. Maybe I should ask if anybody wants a cabinet for a 40 Philco 4125. I have the Addison. It's a courthouse radio, which you usually see in Catalan, but it is a wood radio. I have that Zenith up there, the 6D. Oh, I don't know if it's a D. It's an AC/DC set, but it's a 6D 510. It's identical to a 520 unless I have that reversed. It just, the grill is slightly different. One of my friends said, "Oh, it looks like a Plymouth grill," and the other one looks like a Dodge grill or a Chrysler grill. So this one, it's a honeycomb grill on mine, and the other ones are long. But anyway. What else do I have? Oh, and I have the tape player. So, and these TVs, which I'll fully admit I'm kind of afraid of the TVs. But anyway, and I don't have a sweep generator, but maybe I don't have to. Maybe I don't have to align them. Anyhow, I'm babbling, so let me get this video uploaded, and I'll figure out what my first project will be, and maybe I'll do a quick video on that Zenith so I can show you why that one kind of scares me. So it has been worked on extensively, and that probably is your big clue there that it's creepy. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.